Hey, gaming crew, welcome to the first of 12 podcasts detailing the top 3 games of each month through 2018 that I've played. Please note, this is my top 3 list out of all the games I played throughout the month. It does not include games that I played before 2018, and it does not include games that I played after 2018. The criteria I used is arbitrarily ranked with an arbitrary rating system and solely reflects my preferences. If you have a list of games that you enjoyed, that's great. Let me know in the comments below. If you think I'm wrong about a game I like and that I should have liked something else, please move along. This is my list and not yours. And with that, let's hit January 2018. And number 3 on the list is a game that was very new at the time. A game about alphabetizing books. Cards moved and shuffled around on shelves in rows and columns by fantasy folk with special abilities. It's an asymmetric power game which combines elements of worker placement and a sort of tile-laying element. The game? Exalibur. Exalibur, designed by Adam P. McIver and published by Renegade Game Studios, can support 1 to 4 players aged 10 or older and runs around 45 minutes. Your goal is to place cards on your tableau in alphabetical order in a certain way. There are 6 categories of books: corrupted codices, fantastical fictions, historic volumes, monster manuals, reference texts, and spells and potions. Each game has a banned book category, which grants negative points in most cases, chosen from one of the 6 categories. You gain points based on the number of books in a certain category, how stable your shelves are, if you have any prominent works, categorical variety, and a library focus. These are totaled up for your final score. The one with the highest score at the end of the game is the winner. The game comes with a horde of different characters and meeples to match each one. There's a dry erase board you use for keeping score, and there are a lot of unique cards. Every card has several books on it, each with unique titles. The titles are mainly parodies of real books, which had us chuckling at what we found. This was really enjoyable, and not just because I won. Number 2 on the list is another card game that attempts to emulate a 4X computer game. 4X stands for Explore, Expand, Exterminate, and Exploit. Games such as Civilization on the PC or Rise of Nations, that is, on the PC, are examples of 4X games. Each card in this game, however, and a player's plateau represents a technology, a ship, a planet, or an artifact. And wow, do these artifacts give players a leg up when they play them to the table. The game? Alien Artifacts. Alien Artifacts is designed by Marcin Senior Robka and Viola Kijowska. My apologies if I pronounce any names incorrectly. Published by Portal Games. It supports 2 to 5 players aged 10 or older and lasts approximately 60 minutes. This game doesn't fully encapsulate the classic 4X video games I've played before. It's got some limitations in that area, but the overall game is extraordinarily fun and comes close to the feeling I get when playing a game like Stars, Sins of a Solar Empire, Masters of Orion, or Civilization. Each player's tableau consists of a player mat with 2 sides with which you interact. Recently drawn cards go to the left, where they await to be built or discovered. Purchase ships, technologies, and planets go to the right, where you can activate them to produce special abilities. Each card has 2 sides. One side represents the physical aspect of the card, while the other represents a concept, victory point generator, or cost reducer, ships, technologies, and planets, respectively. Every card has a type associated with it, with each type representing which X it best defines in the 4X formula. These are used mainly for endgame scoring based on your race's special abilities. Every card has a place in generating an engine. of sorts to help you gain more victory points to win the game. The combat system is pretty unique in that you draw a resource card from the central deck, add any bonuses from an attacking ship or technologies, and then consult the results against an alien card or a defense card. The higher your total score, the better the rewards. The main aspect of the game, the alien artifact, is a very powerful card. Each race has a method of purchasing an artifact with resources, or you can win them when performing ship combat. Each artifact is a game-breaking effect that makes things very interesting, if not a little unbalanced from time to time. One of the most sought-after cards is the artifact that gives you an extra turn at the end of the game. Science fiction is one of my favorite genres, especially when it comes to space combat and exploration. The game really scratches that itch and keeps me hungry for more. I have since purchased the first expansion, and that adds even more content to the game for far better gameplay. And the number one game of January 2018 is another science fiction game. It deals with dice that represent ships and are used in a worker placement mechanic. The goal is to colonize a planet and score a majority bonus via area control in order to generate the victory conditions needed to win the game. The game is Alien Frontiers. Alien Frontiers is designed by Tori Neiman and published by Clever Mojo Games. It supports 2 to 4 players aged 13 or older and lasts approximately 90 minutes. That 90 minutes should only be used as a guideline when all the players know how to play the game. This is a beast, especially with a full table of 5 players, due to expansions, so you could probably extend that to 30 minutes per player very easily. As I mentioned before, Alien Frontiers presents its ships as dice. Each player rolls them and then uses one or more in varying combinations on the board to activate spaces. Each space provides resources, cards, new ships, advancements to colonies, theft of resources or cards from other players, and more. It can become very intricate if one player places high-value dice on a space in order to block other players, while someone else may use a special ability from one of the colonies in order to improve their standing. Cards provide other special abilities, tools, and protection from other players. The game can quickly evolve into a race for who can get to the Raiders' outpost or the shipyard first, or who can turn a ship into a colony through the terraforming station, blocking out everyone else from the benefit. In addition, the regions, named after famous science fiction authors, provide additional player powers if a player has majority control over it, in other words, more colonies. You may be able to use an alien ship, an extra die, gain extra energy or both when accessing those resources, or even advance your colonies further along their tracks if you place 2 or more dice to activate them. This doesn't even take into account the expansions, factions, and other goodies that have come out for the game over the years. These provide more interesting choices, variable player powers, extra resources, randomized danger, and a slew of other game enhancements. I haven't played with any of those yet, but I plan to the next time the game hits the table. As you can see, there's a lot to sink your teeth into with this one. And there you have it, the top 3 games I played in January 2018. I hope you enjoyed this podcast and that I've gotten you interested in at least one of these games. I'll be posting the next month's top 3 very soon. Until then, game on! This is Excalibur, and I am out.